Hi there, I'm here again, and I'm here because a lot of people tagged me on this video. Take a few seconds to watch.
That's Bible God. That Bible says that not slavery. You have been brainwashed by the Europeans. You don't have the ability to think of yourself. Madam, as you just said, you are a brainwashed person. There's nothing like God. He's not there. He doesn't exist anywhere. Man made God by himself to control you as a slave.
Well, listen guys, I'm tired of this particular subject. Make una try the read. So you know what I'm going to do this time around, because I've done tweets on this, but it doesn't seem to be getting enough reach. So I want to recommend 5 books on this subject alone. So I'm going to start with this by Thomas C. Oden, How Africa Shaped the Christian Mind. And then this one by Esau McCaulley, Reading While Black, The Whitewashing of Christianity, Jerome Gay Jr. And then this one, Black Church Empowered by Isaiah Robertson, Woke Church by Eric Mason. Now, I don't entirely agree with the totality of the concepts of this book, but as it pertains to the subject matter at hand, this is really going to help you. Listen, first and foremost, I understand how emotional it is to study your history and to know the wickedness that was done to our forefathers. But listen, what you do not want to do is to go further, to cause more damage, to ascribe to them a credit that does not belong to them. Christianity is not a white man's religion, and you need to understand that something as important as religion, Africa has played a major role in the spread of the Christian faith today. And I'm not talking about recently. I'm not talking about something that happened when the colonial masters came. I'm talking about something as early as the church itself. So let's tackle the fundamental logic here. So Christianity is bad because a lot of Europeans came to colonize Africa and they were Christians. But think about it, if I remember my history correctly, these people did not come mostly with guns and weapons. They came and they struck strategic alliances with the African leaders of the time, all right, who for financial incentives took our forefathers to slavery. And so think about it. What religion did the African leaders who connived with these wicked people, what religion did they subscribe to? African religion. And so with the same logic, I'll say African traditional religion is also bad. At the end of the day, you will understand that just like the Bible says, man is fallen and subject to all kinds of wickedness, and this is why we need God. And you have fallen men. Unfortunately, people use religion as a cover for the demonstration of their wickedness, but when you study the religion objectively, you can know what it really represents and what it really stands for. But now let's talk about Africa and the role it has played in the Christian faith. Right from the Bible days, you see a lot of Africans playing a part. So first and foremost, the Bible tells us that when Jesus was going to the cross, after he had carried the cross for a while, he was tired, and a man called Simon the Cyrene was asked to carry his cross for him. He was a black man. Cyrene is modern day Libya, all right? He was a black man. The Bible also tells us of a man named Apollos. Apollos in Acts 18, the Bible tells us he's from Alexandria. Acts 18 verse 24, all right? Alexandria was a city in Egypt. He was an African man, and right from Acts 18 in Bible days, he was preaching the Christ. The Bible also tells us before Paul began his missionary journey to many places, including Europe, the Bible tells us in Acts 13 that some prophets were praying with him, and then the Lord said, "Separate unto me Paul and Barnabas for the work whereunto I have called them." And 2 of those guys were actually black men. The Bible actually said Niger, which was a reference to the color of his skin. All right, it actually means black. For more details on this, you want to see my tweet on Twitter. I talked about that. Search for it and you're going to see more details. But here is something I didn't say in that tweet and I want to say here. I want to talk about 7 African Christian influencers. You might have heard some of the names before. So listen: Tertullian of Tunisia, Athanasius of Alexandria, Augustine of Algeria. Yes, the popular Saint Augustine of Hippo. He was a black man. Clement of Alexandria, Cyprian of Tunisia, Origen of Alexandria. These men were Africans and even influenced some of the modern day theological juggernauts like Luther and John Calvin. So please, in the bid to support black freedom and power, you don't want to take one of the things that belong to our heritage, our involvement in the preaching of the gospel, because what you're doing will be doing more harm than good. The Bible tells us also of a man named the Ethiopian eunuch, and this was the first missionary, one of the earliest missionaries to Africa. Study the history of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the first Christian kingdom in the world, and this was long before the colonial masters came to the shores of Africa. I hope this helps. God bless you.